Hello, here we go again. Another edition of Save Our Shack with your friend Kimosabi. We're trying to figure out today, there seems to be a short in this one light fixture. We're trying to determine whether it's a short in the actual fixture itself, or is there a short in the garage, or this is called a sensor light, because it's not actively being done. But right now I'm using a Klein Tools with voltage tester, and green is for none, red. So we have electricity now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and do a step-by-step to keep yourself safe. We're going to go and turn off the breakers, and we're going to disassemble this to see if there's any loose wiring at this moment. We have found electricity going to the actual socket, but there must be a short, and we're only getting power from the light, and the ground may be unhooked or attached, or even the latch may be unattached. So the safest way to approach this will be getting rubber gloves. They're non-conductive, very important. And we're going to go make sure the light switch is off, or go to your panel and turn off the breaker. That way we can go and see what's actually happening in the interior in the interior box, and make sure there isn't shorts. Here we go, and check that out. Here we go. We have found the main panel. And usually you want to make sure, even when you're a new homeowner or whatever, you make friends with this panel box. And it's usually marked. If you want to come in closer, we have kitchen, spark plugs, kitchen, garbage disposal, kitchen service, kitchen refrigerator, AC, front motion light, front bed, garage, plugs, back, and bathroom. So I believe this is the front garage, and we will now be turning it off. Okay, we're back. We've turned off the main breaker for the garage. I also double check and make sure that there is no electricity at all coming. And now we're going to remove this. Okay, we've just clarified that there isn't any electricity coming through. And we have a drill bit for a Phillips wrench screwdriver, and we're going to come and start removing this to see what is actually taking place. Very important. And always keep your screws nearby, either by your light bulb. That way we do not lose our screws, because it's easy to have a screw loose. I got a million of them. Screws loose? Yes. Oh, I think I was talking to myself again. Alright, so let's see what is actually happening here. And, okay, let's, Joshua, let's see if you can get a... So it looks to me that this is not fully attached. So what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that this is wound down tight. And you can edit this, right, Josh? Okay, so here we go. When you do this, you want to bring it as close and tight in. And I usually recommend a hook. Oh, Lord have mercy. Where is this? Okay. A hook. Okay. Now we have disassembled the fixture, and we were having problems with the plug-in, the source, the socket source to get in. There was some loose ends here, so this was popped off. So when you find that this assembly is out of whack, you have to remove it, get in this group, and make sure it stays in assembly, and have it firmly placed in there, okay? That way, all is cohesive. You see the knots, so when you have plug in. Okay, so we're just making sure everything is intact, everything is where it's supposed to be. So now that we have everything squared away within the assembly, we're going to go ahead and figure out if we're going to be, if the actual assembly is bad or if it's not. So we're going to rehook our positive and negative wire and make sure. Now, we've had the electricity back on. Both wires are now exposed, so be very careful. We have our voltage meter. Okay, so that's reading hot. Negative is reading negative, which is good. So we're going to go ahead and assemble. Okay, so now we have put our negative and our positive hotline, and we are going to screw it in, and we want to get it nice and firm. You make sure you have your cane, okay, just like a candy cane, double it up. Oh, also I had for you on hand a wire stripper, which I actually bent these for, and I'll show you the tool that you need for it. So this is our wire stripper. It's a multi-use wire stripper, but we're not stripping anything today, but I'll tell you the different gauges and how we're going to do it. But it's a multi-use tool, very important, where you can splice, you can bend wire, and you can even use these as screwdrivers, you know. So for me, this is a very, very important tool along with your voltage meter. So now what we're going to do is we are going to test once again, okay? And here we go with this. Okay, so now we have connection. So it's very important now, because even when we go, these wires are very, very stiff. So you have to be very careful. But before assembly, we're going to get a bulb in here, and we're going to test this. I'm going to just go ahead and use this bulb first, because we're still troubleshooting. Because if this doesn't work still, it could be several things that we test. Okay, it could be this other, which assembles here. So we got to know if this actual assembly is working. So we're troubleshooting right now. Whoa. Now what I was explaining to my brother Josh, that I believe it's the latch that is broken on the inside of the actual mechanism, because there isn't any kind of juice getting through here. Even though, look, red means danger. Danger, danger, danger. Whoa. This probably was on sale, because my brother loves stuff that's on sale, so they're not the most quality. But a good fixture will cost you anywhere between, of this caliber with a socket, $10-15. Get something that's heavy duty, not so flimsy and loose. That way, it's a solid assembly.
So the problem's the string.
The problem is, your string latch. It has probably broken inside to where it's permanently blocking out the flow of current. Okay, so my recommendation is to buy American and get something a little more heavier duty than that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.